Mishpacha, it's Courtney, America's Jewish mother. Welcome back to my channel, and I am here today to announce the winners of the 500 subscriber giveaway, and also to tell you about my May TBR. So I will do the exciting giveaway winners part first, but I'll also include timestamps below in case you just want to skip ahead to the TBR. So I had 5 books that I was giving away. 3 of those books only one person asked for, so if you asked for one of the following books, you got it. So the first one was the Revised Fundamentals of Caregiving by Jonathan Evison. This will go to Glenda. Second book that I only had one person ask for was Kindred by Rebecca Ragg Sykes about Neanderthals. This will go to Maisie's mom. And then the third book that I only had one person ask for was Amy Stanley's Stranger in the Shogun City, A Japanese Woman in Her World. This will go to Davy Kladakis, maybe? I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. So those are the winners of those 3 books. And then the other 2 books had multiple entrants, so what I did for those was I just assigned every person who requested it a number, and then I used a random number generator to figure out who would win. So without any further ado, the winner of Jonathan Evison's This Is Your Life, Harriet Chance is Mary Whitney. And then the winner of Casey Plett's A Safe Girl to Love is Beth Ann Bruninga Sokolor. So congratulations to all the winners of the giveaway. If I already have your email address, I will contact you. If I don't already have your email address, what I'm going to do is I will leave my email address down below with, certain parts of it in parentheses so that it's not like picked up by spam robots and stuff like that. So I will leave my email address down below, and please write to me and let me know what your mailing address is, and I will ship the book to you as soon as possible. I would really like to try to take care of this by the end of the week, if at all possible. So yes, congratulations to the winners of the giveaway, and again, thank you everyone for subscribing, watching, liking, commenting, etc., etc. I appreciate all of you. So with that, I will now turn to my TBR for the month of May. So there's a lot of BookTube events going on in May. There's May of the Moderns, which is being hosted by Margaret Pinard, maybe somebody else too, but for sure I know Margaret's hosting it. Then there's also the Asian Readathon, which is hosted by Read with Cindy. Is that still what her channel's called? I'm not sure. I'll link it down below anyway. So that celebrates Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. There's also Springathon, which I know is at least co-hosted by, I think, Heidi at My Reading Life and Doris at Aldi Books. And then what else is happening in May? Maybe Midrash. This is co-hosted by Jason at Old Blues Chapter and Verse and Steve Donahue and probably other people too. So anyway, I'm going to link at least one of all of the people who are hosting these things down below. The point is, there are a lot of events happening in May, and that's not even all of them. Those are just the ones that I know about off the top of my head. So I am going to try to give like a nod to the Asian Readathon, especially because this year I'm doing my own Asian American literature project where every month I read a book by an Asian American writer, so of course, how could I miss Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, right? So for that, I'm going to be reading Erika Lee's The Making of Asian America, A History. I'm going to get this on ebook from the library, so I don't have it here to hold up and show you. But it's basically just what it says on the cover. It's a history of Asian America as such, and I figured what more perfect book to read for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month than that. So that will be my own pick for my personal Asian American literature project in May. Continuing my own genre fiction project, where I'm trying to sort of like push myself out of my comfort zone and read more genre fiction that I wouldn't normally read. In May, I have elected to read a Western. Yes, a Western. So for this, I will be reading Percival Everett's Wounded. Again, I'm going to get this from the library, so I don't have it here to hold and show you. And to my knowledge, This is a book that is set in Wyoming. It is about a black horse trainer and also the murder of a young gay man. This book was published in the mid-2000s, so I assume that it's kind of like a fictionalized version of the Matthew Shepard killing in the late 90s. I don't know that for sure, but again, just sort of based on the publication date, I would assume that's the case. So I don't really know anything else about it than that, but I am interested to read it. Also interested to try something by Percival Everett, whom I've heard good things about around BookTube. So all the other books I have here in physical form to hold up and show you. Also have a couple of buddy reads that are happening. One is The Public Burning by Robert Coover. This I will be buddy reading with Mark Nash and Sina from Being Around the Books. And I don't really know much about this, except I know it was published in 1977 and it was controversial, and I know it also involves the Rosenberg execution. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg executed for espionage in the United States. So that's really all I know about it, and it's pretty thick. It's over 500 pages and has, unfortunately, very unattractive typeface. So that's a bummer, but I hope the buddy read aspect of this will be good enough that I won't mind reading the horribly unattractive typeface in this book. So, it does say that this novel reimagines the 3 fateful days in 1953 that culminated with the execution of alleged atomic spies Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. And then there's a really big cast of characters in here, and yeah, so that's really all I know about it. So I'm looking forward to a buddy read with Mark and Sina. And then I will also in May be doing a buddy read of Call It Sleep by Henry Roth with Sandy of Ms. Reads a Lot. And this is a book that's a pretty well-known classic of Jewish American literature. It was published in the, I want to say the late 30s maybe. Early 30s, 1934. I was close. It says, this was apparently Henry Roth's debut novel. And when it was published, it was greeted with considerable critical acclaim, but lackluster sales in those troubled times. So it is the magnificent story of David Sherrill, the dangerously imaginative child coming of age in the slums of New York. So that's really all I know about it. It was also a book that I was supposed to read for my comprehensive exams in graduate school, and I did actually start this one, and I had a bookmark in it, so I made it to page 140 something in here, but I never finished it. So, so hopefully again, since I'm going to be buddy reading this with Sandy, I will actually finish it this time. So that's also on the docket for May. I also have my own personal reread project, and as a nod to May of the Moderns, I would like to reread Jane Addams's book, Democracy and Social Ethics. This was published in 1902. I did read this book for my comprehensive exams in graduate school. As you can see, it's a slim little thing. It's not even 100 pages. But I remember this book being kind of life-changing and mind-blowing for me. So I'm definitely curious to revisit it, and I kind of remember what I felt like was so life-changing and mind-blowing about it, but again, it'll be good to go back and reread it because it's been probably almost a decade since probably a decade since I originally read this book. So I'm definitely looking forward to my reread of this. Okay, I think that's all the projects I'm personally doing. Did the Asian American project, did the genre fiction project, did the reread project. Yep, that's all of them. Okay, so then also I would like to get to in May a book that was on my April TBR, but I didn't manage to get around to, which is The Ladies' Auxiliary by Tova Mirvis. And this was gifted to me by Lindsay of Lindsay's Book Life in our last holiday book exchange, and I think I previously described this as chick lit but make it Jewish, and that's pretty much what this sounds like. So really hope I will get to it this month because it does sound sort of cute and fun. Then I would also like to read Woman Hollering Creek and Other Stories by Sandra Cisneros. I've read Sandra Cisneros, The House on Mango Street, and I've also read 1 or 2 other short stories by her and would like to read more by her, and I hauled this book earlier this year, and gosh darn it, I'm going to read it. And then the last book that is on my May TBR is a more recent acquisition, and this is Louise Erdrich's Four Souls. So Four Souls is part of Erdrich's Love Medicine series. My understanding is that this book takes place immediately following the events of Tracks, which is my favorite of all of Louise Erdrich's books that I've read so far. And I think it follows Fleur Pillager as she attempts to seek revenge on some, you know, white guy who stole her family's land. That's my understanding. And I know my work colleague read this book and basically said to me, "Courtney, she effing destroys it." So how could I not be interested to read it after that kind of review, right? So that is everything that I want to read in the month of May, slash I'm planning to read in the month of May, minus a couple of things that again I have to get from the library. So here's the pile minus 2 books. So thank you for watching this. Let me know if you have thoughts about any of these books. I would love to hear that. Again, if you are one of the giveaway winners, please contact me and let me know what your mailing address is so I can send you the books. I hope you're all going to be doing some good reading in May. Let me know what you're planning on reading, what readathons you're participating in, because again, there are a lot of them. So thank you for watching this. I hope everyone is staying healthy and well. I hope you're doing good reading whatever you're reading. And until next time, would it kill you to call you mother?